Hey everyone, welcome back to the Daily Gold Podcast. Today we are speaking with Jeff Pontius. Jeff is the founder, chairman, and CEO of Corvus Gold. Jeff is also the founder of International Tower Hill Mines, and Corvus Gold is a spinoff from Tower Hill. Jeff, as we get started, can you give me some background on Corvus and how it got started and why you decided to start the company and do the spinoff?
Sure. Thanks, Jordan. It's nice to be on. The Corvus concept came out of providing value to our shareholders at ITH. We had a number of early stage exploration projects that were not getting much value in the marketplace. In fact, they were getting zero value. And in an effort to provide some additional value to our shareholders, we created a spin-off vehicle. We called it Corvus Gold, and that vehicle gave each one of our ITH shareholders a half a share in Corvus for every share they owned in ITH. So when the spinoff took place, all of the stock in Corvus Gold was distributed to our ITH shareholders. And then the value of those assets were then had an ability to go right into the ITH shareholders' pocket. They could come with us and ride along and try and find that next big discovery, or they could sell them and monetize their asset at that point in time. When the spinoff was completed about this time last year, we had a nominal share price of about 75 cents to a dollar of Corvus Gold, and we've been moving on since that point in time. So Corvus is about 1 year old right now, and we've been focused on 5 projects that we have in Corvus today.
Okay, Jeff, before we discuss the specific projects, can you just comment on the structure of the company in terms of the share structure and cash position and kind of your beliefs in how to structure companies? Because how you guys structured this company, I mean, that's really intriguing to me, and I think it's a very positive aspect of the company, especially relative to so many other junior startup companies.
Yeah, we basically put together a business plan that was really a two-pronged business plan. One was to take assets that we had that were assets that were going to require a significant amount of cash to get to the next real important level of discovery with those, and bring in partners that would provide that cash to bring those projects along. In exchange there, as those partners earned their interest, Corvus made sure that it retained either a large participating interest in those projects or a large royalty. And so we're structured around building a royalty portfolio in the first prong of the company. The second is to take our cash and use it on projects that we can add significant value to, continuing to look for that next Live and Good or Cripple Creek type asset that would be a real barn burner company maker. And so Russell Myers, our president of Corvus Gold, and myself, both experienced exploration geologists, as well as the 2 guys we have, one working in Nevada and one in Alaska, are really focused on finding that next big major deposit. And so what we've got right now is about 42 million shares in Corvus Gold out there. Nominal price at somewhere, well, I think today probably around 55 or 60 cents. And then we have about 7.5 million cash in the treasury. So we have plenty of money. And the way we structured our deals is we have a lot of exploration leverage. That leverage comes through the joint ventures that we have right now, where we're doing about $10 million of exploration work this year, of which Corvus only really has to provide funding for about 2.5. So lots of exploration leverage, lots of exposure to gold, minimal financial risk for our shareholders. And so that's really what we're focused on. We want to keep the share capital as small as possible. We want to avoid dilution for our shareholders as much as possible. And so we're using our money very judiciously towards making that next big major discovery. And as these projects evolve to a certain point, we will then either take them forward ourselves if they look like low-hanging fruit to us, or bring a joint venture partner in to take it through that next big heavy lifting phase of capital investment into the project to get to a major discovery. If we do that, we definitely have to give up a big piece of the pie, but it also enables us to keep our fingers in lots of different pies.
Okay, let's talk about a couple of these projects. And first, I want to talk about the Terra project in Alaska, which you were kind enough to fly me out along with many other analysts. And this is actually a joint venture project. And we went there and we actually saw the high grade vein, and also the construction of the mill, which is just beginning. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, we could see some small scale production from this project, starting maybe next April or May when the weather allows. And, that's going to provide Corvus, which has a small market cap, a pretty good amount of cash flow.
Yeah, it's one of the key aspects that we put together, and we brought a specific group in that was very focused on small scale production to get that project going as quickly as possible and provide that cash flow, which will the bulk of it, which will in the initial couple years will come to Corvus Gold. We have an exposure on that project of about somewhere between 52 and 54% of all gold produced on that project, while our partner earns in at zero cost to Corvus Gold. They've put together a milling facility on the project site right now that handles about 1 ton per hour with a very effective gravity circuit there. And they've been stockpiling material down at the mill site that's in roughly the 1.5 to 2 ounce per ton material is a grade of that material, gold grade, and with substantial silver with it. So we'll have exposure to some what could be sizable for us cash flow coming out of that project beginning next year. And that's going to be very important for us as we go forward to make sure that we can minimize whatever dilution pressure would be on us, even if we take off on our main project, which is North Bullfrog, and really advance that quickly. So this is a very good thing coming to us, and has been designed into the overall business plan for Corvus Gold.
Yeah, and could you give us some more specifics on the North Bullfrog project in Nevada, as that's where you're concentrating most of your resources on? What's going on there, and what kind of news developments could we see over the next couple months?
Yeah, what we've done there is we've had a major drilling campaign going on there in a new discovery in the north part of the property package. We'll be announcing an updated resource estimate on North Bullfrog, which is currently around 50,000 ounces. And that resource update should be coming in the next week or two. And we expect it to be to make a sizable increase. And we're very excited about that project. We've gotten initial metallurgical data back that looks like we could have a heap leachable ore out there, which is a very low-cost way of producing producing gold out of the deposit. And so, keep your eyes peeled for the resource. It will be an exciting time for us as we push this project forward. The next step for us is to continue on with the metallurgical studies that are happening out there right now, as well as move the project into what we call the PEA process, or the preliminary economic assessment process. And that'll give us a snapshot of the real value of this project, how much gold it can produce, what kind of leverage that'll have to the marketplace. And so we're pretty keen on that. We expect to push all those things forward over the next 6 months. We're currently permitting a major drill campaign out there of some 200 drill holes that we'll use to expand the resource that we'll be stating here in the next week or so. And we're very keen on this one. This really looks like the next big major Nevada gold discovery that we're on top of.
Now, Jeff, there's hundreds, perhaps even thousands of junior mining companies out there. We're in a very, very robust market for precious metals, even despite what's happened the last couple of days. Why should people out there take a look at Corvus? What advantages does Corvus have over many of its peers?
Well, I think first and foremost, we have a great team here. It's you cannot have a successful company without a great team. And in addition to that team, these are seasoned exploration guys that have had a great track record of exploration discovery. And so we're very fortunate in having that group of people as part of our company. The next major thing that we have is we're well funded. We have a great shareholder base. We have some of the biggest gold funds in North America in the company, with Tocqueville owning almost 15% of the company. Anglo Gold's in as a major shareholder for us. They own over 10% of the company, and they're very convinced that we're the guys that can take it forward and make the next big discovery. We have great leverage with our current way that the projects and the project work is structured, with some exposure to some real world-class potential for discoveries. In addition to our North Bullfrog project and Terra, we have our Chisna project, which is a brand new porphyry copper-gold belt in Alaska. It's very exciting times there, and our partner there is on that project are doing a lot of really good work. So the company has got the assets, it's got the people, it's got the money, and it has a very good business plan and structure to go forward. Right now we have about a $20 million market cap, and when we look at what big discoveries do for companies, that is an incredibly opportune entry point for investors. And so we think we're the best value trade out there right now, given the structure of the company and the assets that it has.
Okay, Jeff. Well, I really appreciate your time today. It's a real pleasure speaking with you, and I hope to have you back again soon, or we can discuss some of the upcoming news releases from Corvus.
Great. Thanks a lot, Jordan.